The following is an exclusive presentation of E-Tech Sports. This is the Henderson Lions Football Coaches Show, featuring Henderson head football coach Clay Baker, with insight on the Henderson Lions and this week's opponent. The Henderson Football Coaches Show is brought to you by the Henderson Football Booster Club. Come be a part of their meetings every Tuesday night at 6 at the high school indoor facility. Now, with the Henderson Lions Football Coaches Show, here's Mark McClain.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of our Henderson Football Coaches Show. Mark McClain here, along with Clay Baker, and the Lions play host to Mabank in another district contest at Lions Stadium on Friday night. But first off, there was some little game last Friday night that we need to go back and talk about here for just a moment. Please tell me that you and your coaching staff have not had to buy a meal this week.
We've been taken care of decent. Yeah, there's been a lot of support in the community, a lot of excitement, and our kids feel that too. So it's been a nice week for us.
It's amazing when you win a contest like that, what it does, not only for your football team, not only for the district as a whole. It's amazing what it does all around town.
Yeah, it was a great win for our kids, great win for our program, a great night for the school, and then, like you said, it was exciting and a great win for the community as well. I feel like the community needed that just like the program did, so I'm excited for the town. I'm excited for our kids and the program and the direction that we're going right now.
Of course, we're talking about the Lions' 27-24 victory over Kilgore last week. And, all right, so bus ride over, pregame warm-up, locker room prior to the game. I mean, coaches know. When did you see it, that you knew something special had a chance to happen?
Yeah, like you said, you can always kind of feel your kids ahead of time. And it was something we addressed all week was you got to believe and you got to play fearless. We matched up with them back in 7-on-7 in a tournament. And to me, it was a disappointing outing for us, not because we lost, but because our kids played scared, in my opinion. And we talked about it after that game at 7-on-7, sitting right there at Kilgore's field, about how we're never going to do that again, regardless of who we go against. Does not matter their record, their rank. We're never going to be scared of anybody. We're going to believe in ourselves. We're going to believe in our brothers next to us. And we're going to go out and put a good fight out for 48 minutes regardless. But you could tell our kids had a little bit different focus. You could tell that they never blinked. They were confident. They believed in themselves, and it showed when we went out there.
From a first half standpoint, things obviously just kind of fell into place, and guys took advantage of every opportunity that was given to them.
Yep, that was big. We capitalized on any opportunities we got. I think the first drive for them and the first drive for us were really big as far as us getting a 3-and-out and then us taking it. And I'm not exactly sure how many plays, but it was close to a 10-play drive and using half the quarter and punching it in. So I think those two drives kind of set the statement for the game, and then it kind of let our kids know what they already expected, is that, hey, we can play with these guys if we play like we're capable. And so I think those two drives were big. And then obviously the interception after that with Newman was huge. And then the bad snap on their part on the punt, our guys did a good job of capitalizing on that. So like you said, we jumped on them really fast and in a hurry, and then it was just about in that second half maintaining and finding a way to get out of there with a win. Because you
knew they were going to come back in some form or fashion. They were just going to do that, and they did. So let's fast forward to that fourth quarter. Here it is. They've kicked the field goal to tie it up at 24. That last drive, the drive of the game, it doesn't happen, or chances are it doesn't happen, if you don't get that great kickoff return.
Yep, that was a huge kick return. Sophomore Amaz, it was a great run, and if you go back and watch it on video too, he looks like he's wrapped up around between the 20 and the 25, and he breaks the tackle and gets down the sidelines there. So, obviously having that field position was really, really good for us, which helped us. We're 3 first downs now away from being in field goal position.
And I had made a comment on the broadcast, and I don't know exactly how true it would be, whether it's happened before or not, but I'm assuming that those are 11 kids going out there on offense that have never been a part of a game-winning drive.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they haven't done it on a Friday night. At least if they have done it, it wasn't to the extent it was in front of the crowd that it was in front of. Just credit all the way around. Our coaching staff never blinked. Our kids never blinked. They fully believed. After Kilgore made that field goal to tie it, I think our entire sidelines, coaches, players, everybody fully believed that we were going to drive down the field and find a way to get some points on the board. And,
of course, it ends up being the Navarro field goal at the end that wins it. And if you recall, here just a few weeks ago, you had on the opening drive of the season, you put Navarro out there to kick a field goal against Athens, and I told you then that's going to come back and help you some night.
Yeah, Ivan's been money for us all year. He's clutch. Coach Tanner does a really good job with him. And I know the field goal to win the game was huge and what everybody talked about, but the one on the opening drive of the second half to me was just as big, where we drive it down and we need to get some points on the board. We're up 21-0, and he kicked, I believe it was a 39-yarder. So that one was just as big, in my opinion, just not quite on the stage of the last one.
The fact, though, that you played, now on defense, you had guys in and out the whole game, but on offense, you kept it pretty close. There were a certain group of guys that you went with offensively. Was that the plan, or is that just the way it played out?
A little bit of both. We had who we felt like was our best 11 on the field, and as long as they could go and were successful, then we were going to ride with them and leave them out there. And those guys, by no means, were fixing to tap their hats and want to come out Friday, especially in a game like that. So especially up front. I was proud of our guys up front. Kilgore has a really, really good defensive line, one of the best in the state, and we challenged them all week long that we've still got to find a way to run the football. We are a run-first team right now. We've established a run game every game we went into. We got to find a way to do that, and I think our guys showed that from the first drive that they were going to be able to control the line of scrimmage.
How challenging has it been this week to get over the excitement of that and now turn your attention to the next team?
Yeah, we addressed it Friday night in the locker room, during the middle of all the excitement and the craziness. We calmed it down for just a second, and we explained to the guys, hey, you're going to enjoy this today, you're going to enjoy it tomorrow, and then it's time to redirect our focus and lock back in on Mabank on Sunday. And our kids have done a good job of that. Now, it's been difficult. We've had several news stations here where we hadn't had them here all year long, but now they want to show up, so that makes it a little more difficult to keep the kids' attention and to keep them focused on what you're doing. But we've made a point all week as a staff to emphasize to the guys that, it's about this Friday. It's about Mabank. That was a great win for our program. Let the community still enjoy it. Let the school still enjoy it. But we're locked in and focused on trying to go 1-0 here this Friday.
Well, great win last week, but it is a contest this week against Mabank, and we'll take a break here and come back and talk about Mabank in just a moment.
The Henderson Football Booster Club is dedicated to helping the coaches and players and support groups for the Henderson Lions football team. You're always invited to the Booster Club meetings at 6 p.m. each Tuesday at the Indoor Facility Meeting Room. Coach Baker will talk about the last game and take a look at the upcoming game. On game night, get your shirts, caps, and other Henderson Lions merchandise and the best food around at the Booster Club concession stand. Supporting the Lions, it's the Henderson Football Booster Club.
And we're back once again here with Henderson coach Clay Baker as the Lions get set for their next ball game coming up against Mabank on Friday night. If there was ever a trap game, here you go. You come off of the huge win last week. Now you get a Mabank team that's struggling. Let's face it, you've scored 62 points in a game twice. They have 59 points for the entire season. On paper, it's not going to be close at all. But as we found out last Friday, this is why you play the game.
Absolutely. And we've told our kids that, the standard is the standard, and we've set that standard now. So we've got to play to it week in, week out, regardless of who our opponent is. We've tried to set ourselves with some of the best teams in the state at this classification. And if we're going to do that, then we got to show that we're going to come out and play to that level every Friday night, regardless of who's across from us.
Scoring points, again, has been an issue for them. But having said that, they've got some athletes, just like every team in this district. They have athletes.
Yeah, it's a tough district. There's not going to be any easy weeks, and we understand that. But, they have a little bit different offensive scheme than the rest of the district, to where They're going to try to use all 40 seconds. They're going to go wing tee. They're going to go smash mouth. They're going to go right at you, which can cause some frustration for your offense, because if they get 1 or 2 first downs in a drive, then they could possibly use half a quarter's worth of clock there. So we got to try to get them behind the chains, and then we got to capitalize when we do get the football.
Of course, Henderson has not played Mabank very many times over the years, but the times that they have, as I recall, have always been very close, competitive games.
Yeah, I wasn't here, but looking back at it, I'm pretty sure the last time Henderson and Mabank played, it was a district game that knocked Henderson out of having playoff chances. So and I'm pretty sure Henderson was probably favored during that game. So we've made sure our kids understand that you can't overlook anybody on any given Friday night, and last week's a perfect example of that.
So having said all that, then how important is it to come out and impose your will on them and score early and totally get them out of their game plan and go from there?
Yeah, I think that's big. They're not a team that wants to throw the football. So if we can get them chasing, then that means they're going to have to get out of their comfort zone and start trying to throw the ball around and try to speed up a little bit in order to catch up with us. So, we want to try to jump on them early. Like I said, we got to capitalize when we get the football. We can't have turnovers. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We got to be able to find a way to get points on the board each time we get the ball. And then, on the defensive side, if we can create some turnovers, that would be big for us. That would help them not be able to eat the clock up on us. And like I said, we got to get them behind the chains as well and not let them continue to get first downs on us.
It's Henderson and Mabank on Friday night. We're going to step aside, take a break. We'll be right back.
The Henderson Football Booster Club is dedicated to helping the coaches and players and support groups for the Henderson Lions football team. You're always invited to the Booster Club meetings at 6 p.m. each Tuesday at the indoor facility meeting room. Coach Baker will talk about the last game and take a look at the upcoming game. On game night, get your shirts, caps, and other Henderson Lions merchandise and the best food around at the Booster Club concession stand. Supporting the Lions, it's the Henderson Football Booster Club.
Back once again here with Clay Baker as the Lions get set to take on Mabank on Friday night at Lions Stadium. And something that we talk a lot about the offense, and rightfully so for what these guys have been doing. But let's concentrate on your defense here just a little bit. Defensive line, you've got a lot of interchangeable parts, but those guys, they come at you hard and they hit you hard, don't they?
Yes, they do. They really, really got after the quarterback last Friday night against Kilgore. I think our defense from the front all the way to the back to the secondary, that was by far the best game we've had on that side of the ball, in my opinion. I mean, to shut a team out, I know they're not known necessarily as a high-powered offense, but they do have some really, really explosive weapons. So to shut them out for an entire half there to start the game was huge. So credit to Coach Tamp and our entire defensive staff and everybody that plays on that side of the ball on what they did this past Friday, and hopefully carrying it into this Friday as well.
And we've seen it a few times already this season, but the Kilgore punter found out firsthand the other night. Don't let Varian Williams get a clean shot at you.
Yeah, he'll get after you. Yes, sir. He's having him a nice year for us. It's really kind of turned around, and he's continuing to get better each week.
But your linebackers and your defensive backs got another interception the other night. So the guys, it just seems like from week to week they're getting better.
Yes, they are. Yep. Especially like all the way around, the defense played really, really well for us. But our defensive backs have given up a few big plays this year. So I thought they played really well, especially when you consider the type athletes that were out there having to cover Friday nights. Linebackers, DBs, I thought they did a really good job of eliminating the big play for those guys.
Again, from an offensive standpoint, I don't want to say you were limited on who you played offense last week. You just chose to play certain players. This week, if you get the opportunity, you want to get those second, third teamers in there and let them have some more playing time?
Yeah, of course. Anytime we're fortunate enough to get in those positions, that's a chance for guys to get in and prove what they can do, and it's a chance for guys to get in and get more Friday night experience. And it allows some guys an opportunity to recover and rest a little bit. So, yeah, we would love to be fortunate enough to be in that position.
Offensive line coming off of last week, a win like that, a game like that, what'd that do for their confidence?
Yeah, them guys are feeling really good right now, and as well as they should. They should believe that they can block any defensive line that we go against, after the way that, in my opinion, they controlled the line of scrimmage last week. And we'll continue to hang our hat on those guys and hang our hat on our run game and them guys creating holes for us up front.
Main thing this week, I guess, is just to maintain the intensity and not slack off and not look ahead. I don't know that Kilgore last week, if they were looking ahead to Chapel Hill at all. I would hope that they weren't, but you certainly are now in that situation where you can't look ahead, can you?
No, sir. We definitely understand you got to take it 1 week at a time, especially it's a big one for us Friday night. It's the halfway mark of district, and we would love to be sitting 3-0 at the halfway mark with 3 games left and be sitting at the top of the district halfway through a district. So our kids are going to be focused. They're going to be locked in on what we got here in front of us on Friday, and then we'll worry about the rest of them after that.
3-0 in district play. Nobody outside of your locker room would have believed that.
No, I'm pretty sure, and you're going to be hard-pressed to find anybody outside the locker room that would have predicted us to be in the situation that we are right now. But we got to continue to take care of business and continue to play to our standard and take care of things here Friday.
Is that kind of the gist of things on Friday night, to just take care of business?
Yeah, we want to see our kids play up to our standard and not necessarily to the opponent. We'd love to come out, jump on them fast, take care of business, and then be able to, like you said, possibly get some other guys some time there and be able to recover some guys.
Coach, as always, I appreciate the time and good luck in the ballgame.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Henderson Lions Football Coaches Show, presented by the Henderson Football Booster Club. Stay with us now for live coverage of Henderson Lions football, right here on KWRD, an E-Tex Radio Group station.
3MC Construction is your golden ticket for that concrete job. Driveways, house slabs, walkways, and stairways. 3MC is a full-service contractor from dirt work to concrete to metal buildings to steel homes. Look no further than 3MC Construction. Dirt work is one of the most important aspects of any construction project. It is the base on which everything else is built. Call 3MC Construction today at 903-658-0828 or online at 3mcconstruction.com.
Cabana Sam's has over 20 years of custom pool building experience with above or below ground pools, spillover spas, and even waterfalls. They can install slides, jumping stones, LED lighting, and full pool liner replacements, and they provide pool service and maintenance to keep your pool or spa sparkling clean and running properly. For those do-it-yourselfers, Cabana Sam's carries pool life products to build that dream pool or spa. 1007 Highway 259 South in Henderson, 903-657-9113. It's Cabana Sam's.
It's time for Henderson Lions football. Henderson Football is a sports presentation of the E-Tex Radio Group and KWRD, with broadcast rights granted by the Henderson Independent School District. Tonight's game is on KWRD 1470 and 98.5 and is being streamed online at KWRD985.com. You can also watch the game on the KWRD Facebook page and the Henderson ISD website. Henderson Football is brought to you by
Ballou Brothers, your general shelters dealer. J&B Security. Cayman Transport. UT Health Henderson. Howell Recycling. Gas and Supply. Fairway Ford. Griffiths Towing. Randall Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. S&N Cleaners. Trophy Wife Metaspa. Management Training Corporation. Ascent Complete Electrical, Crossroads Family Care, CDL Training Academy, 3MC Construction, Cooper First Automotive, Cabana Sam's, Henderson High School Football Booster Club, Palestine Home Center, T-Mobile Henderson.
Now for tonight's game. Let's go out to the stadium. Here's Mark McLean.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome out here to Henderson on this distinguished alumni night. It is game number 7 of the season. And our next District 9 4A Division I contest, playing host to the Mabank Panthers here this evening, of which we'll talk all about that here in just a little bit. Appreciate you joining us here for our UT Health Henderson pregame show as we await the beginning of the ceremony for the distinguished alumni. While we kind of got an early start here this evening on our coaches show and all of that. And Dwayne Knight has our presentation of our distinguished alumni here tonight at Lions Stadium. Let's join him now.
They have honored 88 distinguished alumni and awarded $100,000 to HHS students. On the screen, you will find a QR code that will take you to a membership form. Please consider joining the Alumni Association and helping them continue to honor graduates who have demonstrated the tradition of excellence and to give scholarships to deserving seniors. Also, are you needing some new tires? Another QR code will let you receive a 15% discount on your next purchase of Goodyear tires starting tonight and continuing through the end of the year. There's also an address, Billy O'Quinn 85, that you may enter in the promo code field at gy.com. This is all thanks to one of our distinguished alumni this year, Billy O'Quinn. Our first distinguished alumnus to be recognized tonight graduated with honors in 1965. Attending the University of Texas at Austin, he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in chemical engineering and began his career as a process engineer for Union Carbide. He quickly progressed through numerous other companies, serving in the positions of vice president, architectural sales manager, corporate vice president of worldwide technology, among others. His career led him to manage operations and sales in internationally recognized companies. After serving in these companies, he joined Shelby American, where he is board president, retired CEO, and was co-CEO of Shelby International through 2014. He is also co-president of the Carol Shelby Foundation, which is responsible for millions in donations to support countless worthwhile causes, including MD Anderson, St. Jude's, and the Alzheimer's Associations of Travis and Rusk counties. He chooses to work with individuals and families to bring them to a level of independence and financial stability. He credits values obtained growing up in East Texas, the Minden community in particular, and working his way through college with his desire to help others become the types of workers, entrepreneurs, and good citizens that are valued. The Alumni Association is proud to recognize someone who has not only been extremely successful in his chosen career, but perhaps more important, in his service and philanthropic endeavors. Unfortunately, due to a sudden illness, our distinguished alumnus is not able to be with us tonight. But standing in for him is his sister, Janet Parker. Please help us honor a very accomplished and deserving graduate, Joe Earl Conway. Tonight's next distinguished alumnus is a 1985 graduate of HHS. He received his bachelor's degree in industrial technology from Prairie View A&M and a master's in business administration from Webster University. His career has spanned over 30 years with the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Beginning as a frontline supervisor, he has become one of Goodyear's top executives. He began his career in Tyler and has subsequently worked all over the U.S., including at the corporate headquarters in Akron, Ohio, where he received an award for operational excellence. His positions have included multiple and varied manager positions and is currently director of manufacturing at the commercial retread material plant in Social Circle, Georgia. He has given back to these communities through volunteering at Boys and Girls Club, Head Start, Akron's Urban League, and Project Grad, which is a program that mentors seniors in their preparation for college. It was in this work that he was honored by Ohio's governor as a model mentor. Our alumnus has received recognition for outstanding business achievement as a top executive in corporate diversity, and he has recently been rewarded by being selected as Goodyear's Ambassador of the Year. He represents not only Goodyear, but the whole tire industry in Washington, D.C. He has been a keynote speaker both at the Henderson Civic Center and the Texas African American Museum in Tyler, where Tyler's mayor proclaimed February 18, 2023, as Billy O'Quinn Day. In his speaking engagements, he always references growing up in Henderson. Join the Alumni Association in congratulating a successful and great example of Henderson's tradition of excellence, whose motto is, work hard, stay humble, and keep smiling. Along with his wife, LaTanya, Billy O'Quinn. Our final honoree tonight graduated as valedictorian of the class of 1988. After graduation, she attended the University of Texas at Austin, earning a bachelor's degree in government with honors. She then chose the University of North Texas to receive her master's degree in public administration and returned to Austin to obtain a law degree from the University of Texas School of Law, again with honors. While in Austin, she was legislative assistant for Representative Paul Sadler in the Texas House of Representatives, and then judicial clerk for the Honorable Nathan Hecht of the Texas Supreme Court. Our alumna is currently a partner in the Bracewell Law Firm in Dallas in the field of public finance. Her practice primarily focuses on public debt offerings involving school districts, counties, airports, economic development corporations, and water districts. She worked with Arlington in bringing the Dallas Cowboys to their city, and as a result of that project was selected by them to work on building the Globe Life Field for the Texas Rangers. She is considered the foremost expert in the state with respect to public improvement districts, which are tools for cities to use in financing residential developments. She is often contacted by the Attorney General's office for her interpretation of a law before they take a legal position on a particular matter. To date, she has issued over $10 billion in bonds for public and school improvements and is proud to be the bond counsel for Henderson ISD. Along with her, this concludes our presentation.
And so very nice on-the-field presentation here in pregame tonight for our distinguished alumni in Joel Conway, class of 65, Billy O'Quinn, class of 85, Julia Melton Partain, class of 88. So congratulations to them. We are going to step aside here for just a moment. We'll come back and continue with our pregame activities, our UT Health Henderson pregame show. It is Henderson and Mabank. Tonight's contest will continue with the pregame activities. We'll do that here in just a moment. This is KWRT 1470 98.5.
Cayman Transport of Henderson is hiring owner-operators for hauling boxes, belly dump, pneumatic, and flatbed trailers. They offer competitive rates and lease fees, fuel cards, and favorable routes that keep you working in either West Texas, South Texas, or East Texas and Western Louisiana, whichever region is nearest your home. You work hard. Why not work for a local company that works hard for you? Apply at CaymanTransport.com or call Cayman Transport 903-392-5531.
Ascent Complete Electrical Service, a new name but a familiar face. Robert Cloutier has been serving folks in Henderson and surrounding communities for 15 years. Let Robert put his years of expertise in lighting, service, troubleshooting, remodeling, and new construction to work for you. Call now for free estimates with special pricing on standby generator systems from Generac, the most trusted name in whole house generators. Ascent Complete Electrical Service, 903-812-0732.
338! What does fall, football, and Fairway Ford have in common? A great way to get to the game. At Fairway Ford, they have a large selection of new and pre-owned cars and trucks that'll dazzle the eye. And there's one there just waiting for you. Come check out the rebates, the incentives, and the awesome financing available. You'll come out a winner. Ford builds them, but Fairway Ford makes the difference. Fairway Ford in Henderson. Look for the sign on 79.
And back once again here at Henderson Lions Stadium. It is Game 7 of the 2024 season. Game 3 of our District 9 4A Division 1 schedule. Henderson Lions played host to the Mabank Panthers here tonight. I'm Mark McClain along with Jason Martin out there on our cameras. Dub West is doing our video production here this evening, and we welcome you to our UT Health Henderson pregame show. Henderson Lions 6-1 on the season. They are 2-0 in district play after last week's last-second 27-24 win at Kilgore. Lions built a 24-0 lead in the third quarter before the Kilgore comeback tied the game with 2.5 minutes to go. That's when Henderson got a great kickoff return to go on a 51-yard drive that ended with the 20-yard Ivan Navarro field goal as the clock and the scoreboard both expired.
It's the Henderson Lions.
Lions had a game plan. They stuck to it last week. A plan that saw very little substitutions offensively, very few players even touching the ball. Defense that played extremely hard, limited Kilgore to 3 TD passes all in the second half. Now tonight, the Lions have to put all of that behind them and focus on a Mabank team that has struggled when it comes to scoring points this season while winning just one ball game. Panthers are 0-1 in district play after losing last week to Pine Tree 38-6. But about the only thing that Henderson has to do is look at the very short history that these two schools have against each other. Last time Mabank played here was 2020. Henderson had to come from behind to win the ball game that night, 27-20. Then in 2021, Lions went to Mabank needing a win to secure a playoff spot and ended up losing that contest in overtime. 28-21 was the final in that one. With big games on the horizon against Pine Tree, Chapel Hill, and Lindale, Lions cannot afford to look past Mabank tonight to those other games in the future. Maybe the best thing that happened last weekend for the Henderson Lions, other than the victory at Kilgore, was the Alabama-Vanderbilt game. Need I say any more about that? It's Henderson and Mabank here on KWRD 1470 and 98.5. We're on our KWRD YouTube channel, KWRD Facebook page, and the Henderson ISD Facebook page as well. It is our UT Health Henderson pregame show as we continue on here this evening at Lions Stadium. Beautiful night for the high school football game. Clear skies, 86 degrees. Virtually no wind at all. And humidity very low at 23%. So really a good night for a high school football game here at Lions Stadium. Looking forward to it. We continue with our UT Health pregame show. And we will continue with that here in just a moment. It is Henderson, it's Mabank, and the kickoff is about 10-15 minutes away. We continue with our pregame show here in just a moment. This is KWRD 1470, 98.5.
At Crossroads Family Care, health-related services are available to the local community, regardless of age or socioeconomic status. We provide physicals, full lab services, vision and hearing, pediatrics, dental, and behavioral health care. With 3 convenient locations in Mount Enterprise, Palestine, and Henderson. Call us today to schedule your appointment. 903-392-8203.
If you live in a rural area, you also know that the power can go out for days or even weeks after a storm. Not only do you need your propane for heating, cooking, you need it for your generator. So if you're already set up for propane or would like to know more, call Gas and Supply. We can fill the large tanks for your home and farm, even have propane tanks available for lease. We can also fill up your gas grill cylinders. Call Gas and Supply 903-657-9166. 903-657-9166.
Griffiths Towing, fast, reliable towing solutions for all vehicles, heavy-duty trucks, tractor trailers, and big equipment. Whether it's roadside rescue or assistance, vehicle recovery, or vehicle and equipment transport, call Griffiths Towing. Avid sponsors of local sports in the community they live in and always available to help with friendly 24-hour service and roadside assistance. If you can wreck it, get it stuck, or stall it, Griffiths Towing can haul it. Griffiths Towing, 903-947-6437.
Palestine Home Center has a home that will exactly fit your family and your budget. If you've been shopping and can't find what you've been looking for at the right price or get financial approval, it's time to see the experts at Palestine Home Center. They have prices on Texas-built quality homes that are kicking the competition to the curb. Their price can't be beat. Their product can't be beat. They set up and take care of their customers. It's the place to go for your mobile home in East Texas. Palestine Home Center, 8048 Highway 79, 903-914-2159.
Back once again here at Henderson Lions Stadium. It is our UT Health Henderson pregame show as we get a little closer to the kickoff of the contest here tonight with Henderson and Mabank. Henderson, head coach Clay Baker, of course, in his second season as the head coach, 7-9 in his 2 years at Henderson, 50-26 overall, dating back to his days at Carlisle, a 5-year run there. 2004 Henderson High grad, played baseball in Weatherford and at Northwest Louisiana State. For Mabank, Zach Hudson is their 7th-year head coach, 23-40 record in that time. He is 67-79 overall coming into the contest here tonight. Former head coach at Howe and Weimer. He assisted at LaGrange, Weimer, Lakeview Centennial, Rockwall as well. And A&M Commerce grad is Zach Hudson, the Mabank head coach. Lions, again, they were predicted to finish 6th in a 7-team district right down there next to Mabank. Things have changed a little bit as the course of the season has carried on. All-time record for the Lions, 595, 437, and 54. Henderson last made the playoffs back in 2019, losing out to Midlothian in by-district on that particular occasion. Again, for these two teams, as Henderson makes their way onto the field here tonight, decked out in the all blue, the blue helmets, the blue jerseys, silver numbers, blue pants. Again, Henderson defeated Mabank in 2020. 27-20 was the final in that one. Henderson defense scored in the fourth quarter. It was Dalen Garrett taking a fumble back 100 yards. And that happened in that come-from-behind win. It was 27-20, the final in that one. Then the following year, we went out to Mabank. Mabank won that ball game 28-21 in overtime. Lions had a 4th and goal at about the 10-yard line, thereabouts, in overtime, and could not score. And that was, a matter of fact, that night in Mabank, back in 2021, that was the last time Mabank won a district ball game. The Panthers, they were 1-9 last year, 0-5 in district play. They were 3-7 in 2022, 0-5 in their district. So in 2021, they were 2-4, and again, that last time that they won a ball game in district play was the night that they beat Henderson 28-21 in overtime. Mabank, an all-time record of 387, 458, and 24. Last time Mabank was in the playoffs was 2007 when they beat Athens 19-14 in by-district before losing out to Gilmer 35-28 was the final in that one. Time now, as both teams line up on the field, time now for our national anthem done by the Henderson Band under the direction of Craig Haney.
you. Please remain standing for our invocation. For tonight's moment of expression will be given by Blaine Sykes.
Dear Lord, as we gather for this football game, we ask for your presence among us. Watch over the players, coaches, and fans. Grant the athletes strength, skill, and sportsmanship that they may compete with integrity and respect for one another. Protect them from injury and give them the wisdom to play with honor and teamwork. Help us all to remember that win or lose, what matters most is the spirit in which we participate. Let this game be an opportunity for unity, fun, and fellowship, bringing joy to all who are part of it. Amen.
Pregame activities continue here this evening. Our UT Health Henderson pregame show here at Lions Stadium prior to tonight's contest with Henderson and Mabank. Again, Henderson coming in here tonight with a 5-1 record, 2-0 in district play. Other games are the other standings as far as the district is concerned. Chapel Hill also 5-1 and 2-0 in district play. Kilgore at 4-2. Pine Tree 5-1. Lindale 2-3. Mabank 1-4. Palestine at 0-6. The results from last week, in case you missed them. Again, Mabank was losing out to Pine Tree. 38-6 was the final in that one. Chapel Hill got a 28-0 win against Palestine. Other games that are going on tonight, in addition to this one here, big contest at Chapel Hill tonight has Kilgore at Chapel Hill playing for the umpteenth time in the last few years, as they seem to play each other in district and again in the playoffs. So they play again tonight at Chapel Hill. Palestine is playing at Lindale. Pine Tree has the open date tonight as they get ready for Henderson coming to Pirate Stadium, Pine Tree Stadium next Friday night. But we'll take care of that when the time comes. In the meantime, we get set for the start of this contest here this evening at Lions Stadium. That's our UT Health Henderson pregame show, and we appreciate you joining us for that as we come to you from the CDL Training Academy broadcast booth here at Lions Stadium and get ready for the start of this contest here tonight. For Mabank, they'll be in the white uniforms, the white jerseys with green numerals, white pants, white helmets. And again, for Mabank, they have scored 59 points this entire season. So we'll see what kind of offense they can muster here tonight as Noah Romero has the football teed up, and he will just squib kick it down the field, ends up going out of bounds before anybody could touch it over on the far sideline. So we'll see where Henderson wants to spot the ball or have them re-kick it, and what they want to do. Ends up going out of bounds over on the far side of the field. And looks like
free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty from where it went out of bounds. First down, Henderson.
Get to hear from our referee, Todd Taney. Get to hear from him right on the very first play of the game tonight, Tyler Football Officials Chapter. And so it'll be Henderson football as the Lions on first down. Long downfield pass is incomplete down at the 30-yard line. So Lions start the ball game at their own 35-yard line. Amari Murphy, the intended receiver downfield for Vince Howard. Howard coming into the contest here tonight. He is 66 of 98 passing for 844 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's run the football 50 times for 260 yards. Has backs on either side of him here. He'll just pull it down and run with it straight ahead. Gets up past the 40 up to about the 41-yard line. Of course, Justin Starling, the 5'5 junior, he is the workhorse out of that backfield. 120 carries on the season, 928 yards already, 19 touchdowns. And for Henderson, Mason Jones takes off just a touch early on the play.
False start, number 11 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Move the football back 5 to the 36-yard line. So here's Henderson at their own 36. Lions going left to right as we look at them. Again, we're just underway here tonight at 11:20 and counting in this first quarter. First quarter of tonight's contest, a service of Gas and Supply. And for Henderson at the 36-yard line, Howard rolls out to his right, looks downfield, and this one is going to be through the hands of the intended receiver, Mason Jones, right in front of the Henderson bench at midfield. So that is going to bring up a fourth down situation for Henderson. And for the Lions, Eric Garza is going to stand back and punt. Seem to recall him punting late in the game last week against Kilgore, and he comes out here to punt tonight on the first drive of the ball game. Long kick, and Mabank lets that thing roll, and it rolls inside the 15 all the way down to the 10-yard line. So Mabank is going to have to start the drive at their own 10. 10:48 to go here in this first quarter of play. Get no score in the ball game here early in this contest. From a Mabank offensive standpoint, interesting to see what they do. Caden Pendlin, their quarterback. A couple of running backs that they use, but rumor had it that they kind of went from a spread to a little bit more tighter wing T offense, and that's what they show here on the very first offensive play of the game for them. And the handoff is going to go to Gavin Foote, and Foote going around the right side of his offensive line quickly gets up to the 20-yard line. That is going to be very close. As a matter of fact, it's over the 20, so that should be a Mabank first down. .30 to go here in this first quarter of play. And for Mabank, got a 20-7 victory at Kemp, and that is their only win of the season. Penalty flag flies.
Legal substitution on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Substitution infraction against Mabank's going to move them back 5. So the football is going to be spotted just outside the 15-yard line. So again, Mabank, they started off with a 7-6 loss to Bullard, then beat Kemp 20-7. Since then, they lost to Wills Point 38-27, Canton 21-0, Pine Tree last week 38-6. Mabank has already had their open week for this season. Here's a running play straight ahead for the Panthers, and that is not going to gain much, up to about the 20-yard line for the Henderson defense. Pushes Gavin Foote back.
Number 20, Anthony Newman.
So they'll mark him at the 20-yard line. Henderson defensively, they use a lot of players. Jordan Irvin, Trey McAllister, Caleb Pelham, Kiam Pelham, Isaiah Vasquez, Varian Williams. All of those guys along that defensive front come in and out as Penland back to pass, launches it downfield. This one's going to be intercepted. Pass intercepted for Henderson at the 42-yard line. On the interception is going to be the sophomore defensive back, Braylon Walker. So Walker with the interception. And it will give Henderson the football with 9:08 to go here in this first quarter play. Lions will start the drive at their own 42-yard line. So Henderson interceptions in back-to-back games now. Here's Vince Howard. Has them set Quick pass comes to Lamarian Coleman near sideline. Coleman shakes the tackle, then finally is nudged out of bounds in Mabank territory right in front of us at the 49-yard line. So a nice gain on the play of some 9 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 1 for Henderson. Lions going left to right here in this scoreless first quarter. Football at the Mabank 49-yard line.
False start. Number 5 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
The Lions have a couple of penalties early in this game, both against receivers. At Henderson offensive line, Braxton Bennett is the center. Ryan Malone, Jonathan Bateman, the guards. Trent Henderson, Eli Malone, the tackles. And Jordan Irvin at tight end. Set the rest of them here in a moment as the handoff will go to Starling. And Starling on his first carry of the game will get up to about the 49-yard line before he is brought down. First quarter here tonight, a service of Gas and Supply. We have 8:07 to go in this first quarter. At Lions Stadium, no score. Mason Jones, Jordan Irvin split out wide to the near side. Coleman and Murphy to the far side of the field. Now an empty backfield and a quick pass goes to Coleman, and Coleman trying to weave his way back across the middle of the field is going to be brought down at the 50, but a penalty flag is thrown from way back in the Mabank secondary. So we'll get the call on what that infraction is. Get our Tyler chapter officials, headed up by Todd Taney. See what he has to say for us here on this call.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 5 of the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty. That's number 5's first unsportsmanlike conduct.
A couple of penalties on Jordan Irvin early in this game. Going to move the football all the way back to the 35-yard line and bring up a 4th down situation, so it brings Garza back into the ball game to punt it away. His second punt. Henderson has not been punting this much in several games sometimes. Fair catch signal for and taken by Gavin Foote for Mabank. So Mabank is going to have the football at their own 28. Get nothing ball game. Mabank will start their second drive of the night with 7:27 to go here in this first quarter. In Kilgore and Chapel Hill tonight, Palestine at Lindale. Those are the other games going on in district play in addition to this one here. From the 28, here's a running play up the middle of his offensive line. Ball carrier gets a little bit before he is gang tackled by Henderson blue jerseys. Trevor Kind in there on that tackle. Marion Williams out there. Several players involved there. Anthony Newman at corner here on the near side. And Braylon Walker over on the far side of the defense, already with an interception in the ballgame here tonight. Amaz Jackson back at a safety position. Next play for Mabank. Penland, the quarterback, keeps it himself. Gets up past the 35, up to about the 37-yard line. Not enough for a first down, I don't think, is it? Going to be very close.
Carry, number 16.
Apparently so. So a first down, Mabank at the 37-yard line.
Making a stop, number 24.
6:28 and counting here in this first quarter.
First down for the Panthers.
Word was, you know how you hear things, so the word was, with the change in the offensive philosophy for Mabank, that they were going to milk the clock for all it was worth here tonight, and so far that appears to be just about what they're doing. Here again is a running play, this time around the right side of his offense. Get them all
On the carry, number 8.
Unstacked there.
Making the stop, number 4.
Cameron Wilkinson on the carry for
second down.
Mabank.
6 for the Panthers.
Gain up to the 43-yard line. Brings up 2nd and 6. Again, here's Mabank quickly to the line of scrimmage. Foot in motion. And now he'll come back and reset. Penland, the quarterback, puts him in motion again and now pitches the ball to him. Almost wrapped up in the backfield, but he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Might have gained a yard after all is said and done there.
On the carry, number 8.
Lions had it pretty well defensed. Football ends up to the 45-yard line. So Mabank's going to be looking at a 3rd and a long 3.
3rd down.
Under 5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. No score. Mabank going right to left from the far side hash mark as we look at him. Up to the line of scrimmage. Penland, the quarterback, fake handoff, keeps it himself. He has stood up just short of the line to gain. And for the Lions, again, a lot of blue jerseys in on that hit. Logan White is out there. I believe Trey McAllister was as well. Henderson faithful in the stands down below me. Not real thrilled with the official's spot of the play at the 48-yard line, which is enough to give Mabank another first down. So again, Mabank taking their time in the huddle. 14 seconds on the play clock as they break the huddle and come up to the line of scrimmage. 2 tight ends set, 1 wide receiver near side as the handoff. A little sleight of hand there. I thought the ball carrier was coming near side, ended up going back the other direction. One thing about it, the wing tee type stuff, which Mabank did used to run on a pretty regular basis, if you're good at it, it's hard to stop because there is a lot of sleight of hand involved here. A lot of misdirection. And it can be a trick to try and keep up with the football and where it is, especially when they come up to the line of scrimmage and then quickly run a play. Running play this time ends up in the hands of Sonny Gonzalez. Football gets down to the 44-yard line. 3:08 to go here in this first quarter. As Mabank milking the quarter. Gas and Supply, our first quarter sponsor. As we come to you from the CDL Training Academy broadcast booth. Motion again across the backfield, handoff straight ahead. Ball carrier gets what he can, but then is pushed back by the Henderson defense at the 42-yard line. I believe that's going to be Maddox McCrossan on the carry, a sophomore running back. Cooper Klein is a center for Mabank. Christian Torres and James Porter, the guards. Aaron Roden, Landon Hunsaker, the tackles. And Caden Penland is a 6'2 senior, is their quarterback, with a variety of running backs and receivers that they put in and out. Here's Mabank on first down at the line of scrimmage. Pitch comes near side. Foot trying to get outside, and he is going to be escorted into the Henderson bench area for a loss back to the 45-yard line. Amaz Jackson over here defensively for the Lions. Also, Jesse Sanchez in there to help out on the tackle. Football spotted at the Henderson 45-yard line. Loss of about 3 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 13 for Mabank. 1:40 and counting here in this rapidly moving first quarter. This is Mabank's second drive of the night. Their first one ended in an interception. Here's the quarterback back to pass. Penland rolls out to his right, fires a pass downfield that was over the head of his intended receiver. Incomplete.
Number 21, Preston Quint.
So it'll bring the ball back to the 45-yard line, and it'll bring up third down for Mabank. Yet for Henderson, first quarter has been their best quarter defensively, as they've only given up 15 points in the quarter all season. Lions average giving up 25 points per game. 4 interceptions on the season, with the one here tonight. And now on 3rd and 13, Mabank is going to have to call for a timeout with 1:24 to go here in this first quarter of play. So with the timeout taken, we'll take the timeout as well. It is Henderson nothing, Mabank nothing. 1:24 to go here in this first quarter of play. We'll be right back. This is KWRD 1470, 98.5.
The Henderson Football Booster Club is dedicated to helping the coaches and players and support groups for the Henderson Lions football team. You're always invited to the Booster Club meetings at 6 p.m. each Tuesday at the indoor facility meeting room. Coach Baker will talk about the last game and take a look at the upcoming game. On game night, get your shirts, caps, and other Henderson Lions merchandise and the best food around at the Booster Club concession stand. Supporting the Lions, it's the Henderson Football Booster Club.
Nothing is our score here at Lions Stadium. 1:24 to go here in this first quarter of play as we come back to play after the Mabank timeout. Panthers come up to the line of scrimmage. Now they'll spread everybody out from side to side. Penland drops back to pass, has pressure, throws a pass far sideline. Pass is complete, but it's going to be for a short gain and well short of the yardage needed for the first down. So Henderson had to make a quick adjustment there out of Mabank's offense that they've been running to all of a sudden going back to the offense that they had been running in previous weeks. Going to bring up 4th and 7 for Mabank, as again Mabank will send 2 receivers to the far side of the field, 2 here to the near side. So Penland, the quarterback, operates from the shotgun, takes a snap from center, rolls out to his right, has pressure, and down he goes at midfield. For the Lions, Jabron Myers, I believe, was in there, or Isaiah Vasquez, for the quarterback sack on 4th down, so that is going to give Henderson the football at the midfield stripe. 40 seconds to go here in this first quarter. No score as of yet. Handoff comes to Starling, coming near side, looking for someplace to run. He finds someplace to run. Inside the 40, gets knocked forward down to about the 35-yard line, and that is where they're going to spot him at the 35. Quick first down for Henderson on a 15-yard gain for Justin Starling. 34 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Howard will hand off to Starling again, trying to break some tackles. Breaks it enough, keeps those legs going to get down to the 30-yard line. Rev Neighbors in on the tackle for Mabank. And the Lions, with 18 seconds to go in the quarter, appear to, well, about the time I say they're going to run out the clock, they're up to the line of scrimmage. So let's see. 8 seconds. Shotgun snap, handoff goes to Jordan Irvin, and Irvin busts his way right up the middle of the Henderson offensive line, and the 6'1", 215-pound junior finds himself down to the 15-yard line. And that will be the final play of this first quarter. So Henderson on the move on the Lions' 3rd offensive possession of the night. And as we come to the end of the first quarter here tonight, it'll be Henderson first down at the Mabank 15 when we start the second quarter of play. We'll take a break. We will come back here in just a moment. And to 1, it is Henderson nothing, Mabank nothing. This is KWRD 1470 98.5.
Want to put some jingle in your jeans? The pros at Howell Recycling got you covered. They buy car bodies, tin, iron, lead, batteries, aluminum cans, aluminum material, brass, radiators, as well as copper. So if your yard, shed, or garage needs a cleaning, keep Howell Recycling at the forefront of your mind because they pay top dollar for the things you have little or no use for. Howell Recycling, 3038 County Road, 205 North in Henderson. Call 903-392-8140. Howell Recycling, proud sponsors of Henderson Lions Sports.
We get set for the second quarter here tonight at Lions Stadium. 0-0 is our score. Henderson moving the football as the Lions find themselves down to the Mabank 15-yard line. As we start the second quarter, 3 receivers far side of the field, and for the second week in a row, there's a mishandled snap from center that Justin Starlin has to pick up, and he does, and gets inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. Well, that happened last week at the Kilgore 5-yard line, just as Henderson was trying to either score or kick that game-winning field goal, and had the exact same situation with a snap from center that ended up kind of rolling on the turf. Here ends up Henderson football at the 8. Again, the handoff, quick pass far side, and this one is going to be intercepted. Yes, intercepted by Mabank. Coming up with the interception on a tip, Dalen Gibbs for Mabank. Both teams have traded interceptions. 5th interception of the season for Vince Howard, and Mabank keeps it a scoreless ball game. $11:18 to go here in this first half. Mabank football at their own 13-yard line. Again, a handoff, some misdirection for Mabank as they go back to the run offense. Not much of a gain up 17-yard line on the game. So we are just underway here in the second quarter. Second quarter tonight, service of Cayman Transport. So both teams have an interception. And now Mabank has gone back to the wing T offense. Handoff, running play, straight ahead. McCrossan, I do believe. Check that.
Making the stop, number 50 for the Lions.
Cameron Wilkinson on the carry.
That run will be good enough for him. Mabank, first down.
Right him down here. All right, so 10-12 and counting here in this first half. Football is up to the 24-yard line. It is a Mabank first down, a little reverse. And the ball carrier got up to about the 34 before he was sent backwards. McCrossan on the carry that time for Mabank.
Newman.
And again, for Henderson, they put out a lot of players out there, in and out from a defensive standpoint. It's Bron Myers, Trevor Kine, Lamarian Coleman, Logan White in the linebacking core. As here again, a running play straight ahead. Lots of blue jerseys in on that tackle, including
number 5,
Eric Garza out there playing some defense.
Number 88, Eric Garza.
So Garza, kicker, punter, playing some defense as well. Of course, Anthony Newman, Amari Murphy, safeties, Corey Harper, Amaz Jackson, Braylon Walker, LaKelton Freeney, all do their part from a defensive standpoint. As defensive coordinator Robert Tamplin has a lot of players he's able to put in and out. Here, the football is up to about the 38-yard line. Running play straight ahead. Won't gain much. 41 is where they're going to mark it. Clock runs, 8:45 to go here in this first half. So Mabank, they are certainly doing what they wanted to do as far as milking the clock, running the football, and Henderson unable to get in the end zone just yet. So here we are with a 0-0 ball game. Next play, running play straight ahead, ball carrier wrapped up by Henderson defensive line. No gain, maybe a yard. Samaj Deckard also in on the tackle there for Henderson. Football at the 42-yard line as Mabank goes left to right here. Distinguished Alumni Night. Get our congrats to Joe Earl Conway, Billy O'Quinn, and Julie Melton Partain. Introduced in pregame ceremonies here this evening. On third down, running play again straight ahead for Mabank. Going to be short of the yardage needed for the first down. Up past the 45, maybe the 47-yard line. So it is a 4th and 2. So time for head coach Zach Hudson and offensive coordinator Rick Slade figure out what they want to do from a Mabank standpoint. And they're going to go for it here on 4th and 2. Penland, the quarterback, keeps it himself, gets behind his running backs and his offensive line, and he will have Mabank first down at the Henderson 49-yard line.
Making stop number 57, Samaj Deckard.
Well, this, the offense they're running and the things they're doing, very similar, certainly to the game that was played out in Mabank 3 years ago. As Lions got into a fourth quarter situation where they really needed to stop Mabank on a drive, and they just drove it right down the field. Kind of like they're doing here. This drive started back at their own 13 following the interception. Another running play for the Panthers will take the football down to the 46-yard line. Clock runs, 6:10 to go here in this first half. In Mabank, they will take lots of time in the huddle. Now come out with a running play. Running back churning his legs inside the 40. They'll mark him at the 39-yard line. Noah Romero on the carry for Mabank. So Mabank has come to Henderson and they have said, we always play these guys close. We don't care what they did last week. We are going to show them something here tonight. And so far they have. 0-0 score. We have 5:25 to go here in this first half. Mabank up to the line of scrimmage at the Henderson 39. Again, handoff. Lots of fakes in all directions, but the handoff went to the running back straight ahead. Wheeler Ranford that time on the carry for Mabank. Gets hardly no yardage at all as tackle was made right at the line of scrimmage. Marking at the 39-yard line. Special thanks to Capco Contractors in Henderson for being proud sponsors of Henderson Lions Sports. We appreciate them very much. Motion from foot. A little bit of confusion in the backfield. I believe a couple of players might have stepped on each other as the handoff happened. But there was no carrying the ball after the handoff as the play was stopped immediately there at the 39-yard line. Top Line Rental in Henderson is locally owned and operated, specializing in commercial, residential, and industrial rental equipment. See them on the Carthage Highway, half-mile past the Star. Check them out at toplinerental.com. Top Line Rental, proud sponsors of Henderson Lions Sports. Here's Penland back to pass. Man open. Made the over-the-shoulder catch at the 15-yard line. Football that was just kind of thrown up in the air. Wheeler Ranford came down with it. And it is a first down for Mabank at the Henderson 17-yard line. So that's certainly one aspect of this whole wing T thing. Misdirection, a lot of sleight of hand, run, and then we raise up and throw a pass. 3:13 to go in the first half. End around coming near side, and Foot, the ball carrier, is going to be wrapped up and dropped.
On the carry, number 1, Gavin Foot. Number 14.
On the tackle, Lamarian Coleman, among others, in on that play. Again, this drive from Mabank started after the interception all the way back at their own 13-yard line. It was 11:18 to go in the quarter when they started the drive. We're at 2:40 now. So Mabank driving the field, using up lots of clock. That was their plan tonight, and so far so good. 2nd and 12, running play straight ahead. Quickly gaining some yardage before Henderson could recover at the 17-yard line.
Number 99, Trevor Callister.
Trevor Callister in on the tackle of Cameron Wilkinson, the running back for Mabank. Outside the 10 at about the 13-yard line. 2 minutes to go here in this first half. I'm sure Mabank would love to get a touchdown, but I think they would be happy if they could even get a field goal before this first half runs out. Here's a running play. Nothing going on for the Mabank ball carrier there as he runs into the blue wall of Henderson defenders at the 10-yard line. Garza will check in, and Coleman will check out of that Henderson defense as the football is spotted right at the 10-yard line. 1:25 to go here in this first half. Nice crowd on hand here tonight at Lions Stadium. In all honesty, here on the home side, a nice crowd. I'm not sure that they know what they're seeing. A sparse crowd for Mabank on the far side. And again, their ball club coming in here tonight at 1-4.
Timeout, Mabank.
I'm not sure those folks know what they're seeing, as we've got a 0-0 ball game here with 1:01 to go in this first half of play. Bulldog Built, custom metal fabrication and double diamond flatbed dealer. If you could dream it, they could build it. Give Jeff a call at 903-353-4703 for Bulldog Built. Tarpworks builds tarps. That's what they do. They build tarps that are as tough as their customers. Give them a call at 903-657-8987 for Tarpworks. Have the timeout on the field here in this Cayman Transport second quarter. 1:01 to go in the first half. All right, so real quick while I have a chance, Chad Boatwright came by earlier this evening, our public address announcer here at the stadium. Chad, along with Terry Everett, they tell me that Frank Murphy is a great friend of theirs, and Frank lives in Escambia County, Florida, and he listens to these ball games every week. And Frank, they wanted to say hello to you, and we thank you very much for doing this. Here is Mabank at the 17-yard line. It's a 27-yard field goal attempt for Mabank. And for Mabank, the kick is up and good. Rev Neighbors, I believe, or Noah Romero kicks the field goal from 27 yards out. And so Mabank is first on the scoreboard here tonight. In this second quarter, 57 seconds remaining in the quarter. And it was Romero, not Neighbors, that kicked that field goal. And gives Mabank the lead in this ballgame. How about that? So Mabank leads it by a 3-0 score. Henderson offense, well, the Lions have only had the ball 3 times tonight. Started at their own 35 with the opening kickoff. Then started at their own 42. That didn't last long. They punted twice. Here is going to be short kickoff. Another onside squib kick for Mabank. And the Lions, a lot of fans with their heart up in their throat there. Lions have punted twice and had 1 interception.
That's where your Henderson Lions take over. First down and 10.
So here's Henderson, 55 seconds to go in this first half. Lions will have it first down at their own 48-yard line. Desperately need to get something going here before halftime. Pass downfield, incomplete. Intended there at the 44-yard line.
Intended for number 14.
Intended for Lamarian Coleman, the intended receiver. So Henderson just haven't been able to get offensively on track here tonight. They did that one decent drive that ended up in a tip interception. Here on the next play, Howard back to pass, will pull it down and run with it. And Vince Howard gets knocked around a little bit and lands at the 41-yard line. 45 seconds to go here in this first half. Clock starts to run again. Here's Howard, takes the snap, looks to his left, throws left, but again off target. On a pass intended for Amari Murphy over here in front of the Henderson bench.
Number 3, Amari Murphy.
So the Lions just have not been able to get offensively going here tonight. And I'm not sure how much of that is due to what Mabank has been doing offensively that just totally has Henderson out of their rhythm offensively. Here is a pass downfield, and again off target, intended for Jordan Irvin, going right down the middle of the field at the 5-yard line, but the pass overthrown.
Jordan Irvin falls incomplete.
So I can tell Vince Howard, he's a little out of sync tonight, a little off target on his pass plays. 32 seconds to go in the half on 3rd and 10. Lions are trying to make something happen, and no doubt about that. Second half, we might see a steady diet of Justin Starling. On 3rd and 10, Howard back to pass, rolls out to his right now, has a man open in front of the had a man open right there in front of the Mabank bench. And by the time Vince Howard saw him, Mason Jones over there, again, that pass was way overthrown.
Number 11, Mason Jones.
So brings up 4th down for Henderson, and that will bring in Eric Garza once again to punt it away with 25 seconds remaining in the first half. That drive lasted every bit of 30 seconds. Garza at midfield. Nice high punt. Mabank doesn't even have anybody back in the vicinity, so Henderson will surround the ball at the 10. And that is how First half is going to end with 14 seconds remaining, and Mabank can come out and take a knee. 3-0 our score. That raises an eyebrow or two around district play. Coming up at halftime, we'll have our Fairway Ford halftime show. Got our Ballou Brothers halftime interview with counselors from Wiley Primary. Henderson Band, of course, will have their performance. So that'll be coming up at halftime as well. And as Mabank makes their way off the field, Henderson got to go in the locker room and kind of regroup here. It is Mabank 3, Henderson 0, and that is our halftime score. We're going to step aside. We'll come back with our halftime activities and get going on that here in just a moment. 3-0 Mabank at the half here at Lions Stadium. Back in a moment on KWRD 1470 98.5.
Randall Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has the Jeep you're looking for. Right now, save big money on a new 2024 Jeep Gladiator Sport S model. Or also save big on a new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X. Friday Night Lights means great deals on the full line of Jeep vehicles. Hurry in and drive home your new Jeep from Randall Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. See them at the Star in Henderson or online at randalldodgechryslerjeep.com.
S&N Cleaners and Laundry Service in Henderson is the only full-service in-house dry cleaners in Rusk County. That means that your clothes stay right where you drop them off. Quick turnarounds for shirts, pants, dresses, suits, and even your bedding like comforters. S&N Cleaners and Laundry for all your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Go see Wayne and his staff for great service and great value. S&N Cleaners, 215 East Fordall in Henderson. See them on Facebook or call 903-657-4545 today.
T-Mobile has a new store here in Henderson at 2303 US 79 South. T-Mobile's been investing billions to light up their award-winning network, which covers 99% of people in America. And great coverage is just the start, because T-Mobile customers enjoy tons of other benefits. From our price lock guarantee to non-stop streaming to weekly deals and giveaways, switch and see how customers get tons of great benefits to do more of what they love. So check out your new neighborhood store in Henderson at 2303 US 79 South. There's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Coverage not available in some areas. Price lock for qualifying new accounts with eligible service exclusions like taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com for more information.
Management Training Corporation is hiring. They offer highly competitive pay, excellent promotional opportunities, MTC college tuition reimbursement, paid internships towards a career in substance abuse counseling. MTC offers 401k, health insurance, dental insurance, vision coverage, and finally, paid time off, including holidays. This is the game-changing career you've been looking for. Apply at mtcjobs.com and make the first step of your new career.
At UT Health Henderson, you can count on their 24-hour emergency services that are designated as a Level 4 Trauma Center with Level 3 Stroke certification. Be sure to look into their advanced radiologic and diagnostic technologies, including in-depth 3D digital mammography. UT Health Henderson is your gateway to the family birthplace, including 3 labor, delivery, and recovery rooms, and finally a physician clinic offering family medicine, pediatrics, pain management, general surgical, gastrointestinal, orthopedic, and women's health. UT Health Henderson. See them at uthealthhenderson.com.
Back once again at halftime here tonight at Lions Stadium in Henderson. Martin McLean here, Jason Martin, Dub West with you as well. It is our Fairway Ford halftime show after a rather quick and rather uneventful first half. Mabank leads this ball game by a 3-0 score, and they kicked the field goal to get the 3-0 score with 57 seconds remaining in the first half. So far it has been one of those nights where the high-powered Henderson offense has not been able to get on track. The Mabank offense is running as much clock as they can and taking it as slow as they can and doing a fine job of that and kind of getting Henderson totally out of their rhythm here tonight. 3-0 is our halftime score. Mabank leads it. This is our Fairway Ford halftime show, and as part of that each week, Ballou Brothers brings us our halftime interview that we do with the different folks around the different campuses. And tonight, our halftime interview focuses in on some of the things that are going on at Wiley Primary.
Talking to Henderson ISD, Wiley Primary in particular. Presley, right? Kim Breedlove is here. All right, Presley, remind everybody again exactly what do you do out at Wiley?
I'm a counselor.
Wonderful. Counselor. Kim, you counseling too?
Counselor as well.
Good. I have 2 counselors in the room. I need all the help I can get here. I'm assuming this is a special time of year for counselors, or is that an all
I'm not sure that there's not a special time for us. It's all year round.
We feel the love all the time.
But this is not National Counselors Week or anything.
No, sir.
All right. Very good. Well, from a Wiley Primary standpoint, what's going on? We have notes. What's happening? What has happened recently, and what's about to happen?
Well, we were talking about some of the things that are coming up. We have Pink Out on Friday, so we all wear our pink, and each campus kind of competes to have the highest percentage. Wiley Primary this year, probably, for the past couple of years, we've been really on top. We've tied with Northside, I think, twice, 2 years in a row. But this Friday we have Pumpkin Day for pre-K. And then our kindergarten kids are going to Piney Park on a field trip. So I'm not sure we're gonna be on top this year. We got lots going on.
Okay. All right.
So
who's keeping track of this when it's different campuses on different parts of town?
Counselors turn in they have a formula that we use, and we turn it in, and Chenault usually announces.
You can't trust him.
I know, right?
And you sure can't trust those counselors over at Northside.
Oh, yeah. No, I love her. I love Miss Kim. The other Miss Kim.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you're on your honor system.
Honor system.
Yes.
We do. We try really hard not to. But we have had a lot of kids who participate. I think it's easier for the younger, they get involved. Parents are more involved with making sure they have something pink on, and so as they get older, the older ones are like, not wearing pink.
Yeah. But then when they get older,
then they really...
It's pretty cool again.
Yeah, it's cool again.
It's cool to wear.
It's the stages,
That's right. Okay.
And then we got fall break coming up. Everybody's ready for that.
I hear about that. That's like an entire week out, right?
A whole week.
And when is that?
Next week.
That is next week?
Mm-hmm. Next week. Then when we come back, we have fall parties. Kindergarten's at noon and pre-K's at 1. Then following that, we have Red Ribbon Week, which is a big time for the counselors. We, push drug-free
and so many of these things, other than the week off deal, that's kind of district-wide, but some of these other events that you're talking about strictly for the primary campus?
Some of them are. The Pumpkin Day and the Piney Park field trip are both special to primary, but fall parties are special to primary. But Red Ribbon Week is a district thing, so we all do that, and we have each day
for the whole district.
The whole district has.
Okay, very good. Kim, since this is your first visit here, lay it on us. Tell us all about being a counselor at Wiley Primary and how much fun you're having, or how much. You know what I'm saying? It could go one way or the other, right?
Sure. Well, this is my 3rd year at Wiley Primary, and it is just an awesome place to be, where you get to greet the kids in the morning. They're ready to go for breakfast. They have a great day. I get to go in their classrooms and visit, and pretty soon it's the end of the day. So it's just a great day every day at Wiley Primary.
Having done it for 3 years, what's, because I think we've talked about this on other programs before with other folks in here, but being a counselor at the primary school is night and day different than being a counselor for a 12th grader. Talk about what your difference is and what you see at your level.
Sure. Well, every day we just try and instill in them their best opportunity to have a good day, what they can do to be in check with how they're feeling that day. Like, we try and remind every friend to be a friend and help them socially learn some skills. So every day is full of just what we can give them to have a good day.
It's your choice. You
Okay.
can have a good day or you can have a not so good day.
Presley, have you ever had to go to Kim to get some counseling
Oh,
help?
absolutely.
And vice versa.
Absolutely.
It happens every day just for y'all. Huh? Okay. Which I find interesting. Can you find yourself in a situation where maybe a faculty member or administrator or somebody else on campus other than the youngsters themselves needs a little counseling help?
Sure.
That does happen.
We're there for any of them. We listen to venting a lot. Like if they just need to get something off their chest, just doesn't need anything to be done about it. We just need
just a sounding board to help them think through, and vice versa. We probably come to teachers as well and said, "Here's what I'm trying to work with this friend. Can you help me think of what's been going on in their day?"
Yeah.
But as far as like counseling them, no, we don't. We don't counsel.
Right.
We're more of a safe place.
I understand. Well, from time to time, though, do you ever say, let's back up and take a look at the full picture here and then start over again?
Sure. Yeah.
That happens, huh?
That does.
Okay. Did we miss anything on the list? I don't want to cut you short on your list there.
We just, for Red Ribbon Week, we can talk about what days each day. So Monday, it's the 28th through November 1st. October 28th through the 1st.
And what is that?
Red Ribbon Week?
Yes.
It is where we just push, at our level, we don't really talk about we just say hurtful things. We just want to make sure you're putting good things in your body and not hurtful things to your body. And we talk a lot about, bullying prevention, being kind to others. That is really our push at our level.
Because I would guess from a drug prevention level, certainly from youngster of this age, where we're talking 3, 4, 5-year-olds,
Exactly.
So at this age, on one hand, if you got a cold or flu, which we may talk about here in a second, drugs are a good thing. But then on the other hand, you got to try and explain to them how drugs can be a bad thing.
Right.
And it can be very confusing, I'm sure, to them.
It is, yeah. It is. It's a lot for them.
That's why they need counseling.
It's a lot for them to learn.
Yes.
But we just talk a lot about, making healthy choices in general. Just, eating fruits and vegetables, vitamins, when, medicine at the doctor. So that's really our focus, is just talking about
helpful versus harmful.
Yeah. And this goes on for an entire week then.
So Monday we wear red, Tuesday is camo, Wednesday is neon, Thursday we have Community Helper Day. So it's a big deal for us there, but they can dress up as community helpers. But we also have people from the community come in. Wallace Wrecker's usually there, Rusk County Electric, just different people who come in. We have the PD.
All these people with big trucks.
Yeah, and so they get to come out and go around and see, different. So on the career aspect of it, they get to see some different opportunities for career here in our area.
Yeah.
But they love it. They think it's really cool to get to see all the big trucks. And so that's Thursday, and then Friday is Super Spirit Day. So we go all out with our red and blue.
Okay, very good. So that's an annual thing. The field trip that's coming up, where's that to?
Kindergarten is going to Piney Park
and what is
in
that?
Marshall.
Okay.
It's just got different activities. They have a trail where they usually teach something depending on the year, the time of year. We've gone in the spring and they've done like life cycle of chicken, that kind of thing. But then it's got some different just fun areas. They've got a maze and all kinds of.
Okay, that's the one I seem to recall somebody went to it last spring right after it had rained.
Could have been us. Could have been us.
Made for an interesting day.
Yes. I think we did go after it rained. Yeah, because we talked about muddy shoes.
Very good. Your fall break, that week off, that's, it's not a teacher in service thing. Everybody gets a week off.
Everybody gets a break.
Okay. From a counseling standpoint, help me out here now. This week off from time to time, because you get the fall break, you got spring break, you got the breaks during the holidays. An important aspect of a school year to take those breaks?
It really is. This time of year, if you've read different research, October gets to be a hard time for educators. You've got the push from the beginning of the year. Right. And then you kind of get into that, like you're getting tired, and so it's a good reset for educators this time of year.
Okay, so highly recommended by counselors everywhere.
Do something restful, some self-care. Do something for yourself over that break.
mentioned there a few moments ago, and I realize from a counseling standpoint, you're not the school nurses and the district health part of things, but it is getting into cold and flu season. Something y'all have to really watch out for, especially at the primary level.
Right. Lots of practice and talking about washing your hands and staying home if you have fever or things like that. But just teaching them those hygiene skills at this age is really, Nurse Haven would want us to stress that.
Yeah, because it's about to, when you come back from your fall break, it'll be all over the place.
It will.
Yeah, so watch out for that stuff. So our thanks to the ladies from Wiley Primary for joining us here at halftime, our halftime interview for this week's contest. And it is halftime here tonight, our Fairway Ford halftime show, our halftime interview there, service of Ballou Brothers. Henderson, after last week, I kind of thought, I mentioned there in pregame that all Henderson needed to do was take a look at that Vanderbilt-Alabama game last week and realize, you can't, how fast things happen. And here tonight, Mabank has kind of set the tempo. They have dictated things, and they have held on to the ball throughout the first half and played keep away with their offense that they have switched back to just for this game tonight, apparently. Back from a spread to a wing tee. They've showed the spread a few times, but most of the time it's been grounded it out with the wing tee offense and using up a lot of clock. And again, the
ladies and gentlemen, now
field goal just before halftime, 27-yard field goal from Romero, and that is the difference in our ball game. And that came with 57 seconds to go in this first half. So 3-0 is our halftime score. Henderson Band, under the direction of Craig Haney, is out on the field. And we go down to the field now for their halftime presentation.
World Fair mark, Carl Mader. Ladies and gentlemen, on the field is the award-winning Henderson High School Line Pride Band Majorette. Please watch and listen as they perform this evening with the Sam and Brown hit, "Hold On, I'm Coming." The Henderson High School Majorettes are under the direction of Mrs. Paige Kitt. The Lionette officers are Junior Lieutenant Aubrey Maldonado, Junior Lieutenant Elisha Tatum, Junior Lieutenant Maggie Briscoe, Senior Lieutenant Taylor Mankey, First Lieutenant Beth Harbour, Captain of the Lionettes, Dela Giles. Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the field are the Henderson High School Lionette. Please put your hands together for these ladies as they perform a skirt routine to Lady Gaga hit, "Born This Way."
Yeah, I got some great buttons. Yeah, I got a little bit last year, and I got a little bit. Got a lot of people wanting it. Got to go to school. I got some people wanting it.
This week's lineup of the week is Jimmy Cash. Spirit girl of the week is Marissa Harris. And lineup teacher of the week is Brittany Irvin.
Lineup drill team with their halftime performance and the Henderson band as well. Well, big second half for Henderson football here tonight as the Lions need to get some offense, get something going, get some rhythm happening, something. Because it's been much of nothing in the first half of this one here tonight as Mabank with a field goal with 57 seconds to go in this first half. The field goal from Noah Romero. 27-yarder, and that is the difference in our ball game as Mabank leads it here at halftime by a score of 3-0. That concludes our Fairway Ford halftime show. We are going to step aside. We'll come back and get you ready for second half kickoff and second half action. Do that here in just a couple of moments. Let's get our halftime score is Mabank 3, Henderson 0. We'll be back here in just a moment. This is KWRD 1470 98.5.
This is Michelle Hyatt, the owner of Trophy Wife Medi-Spa. Did you know that we now offer weight loss management, including semaglutide and tirzepatide? Experience our new state-of-the-art InMode laser device to make unwanted hair a thing of the past, for scar revision, or for an answer to your rosacea with an IPL treatment. We also offer Botox, dermal filler, and IV therapy. It's time for you, the new you, at Trophy Wife Medi-Spa. Schedule your free consultation at TrophyWifeMedispa.com or call us at 903-930-2493. Financing available.
At Cooper First Automotive and Truck Service, you can count on technicians who know your vehicle and repair your vehicle with precise care. Whether it be foreign or domestic, car, truck, or even big rig, Cooper First Automotive and Truck Service will diagnose your problem and seamlessly repair your vehicle's issues. It's time to get that repair done on your vehicle, so be sure to see the pros at Cooper First Automotive and Truck Repair. Check them out at 3486 Highway 79 South in Henderson. Cooper First Automotive is a proud sponsor of Henderson High School sports for the season.
Ready for the second half kickoff as Garza approaches, and it'll be a high, deep kickoff that goes all the way down to about the 9-yard line. Mabank will signal for a fair catch at that point. So with 11:58 to go here in this third quarter, Mabank with the fair catch will bring it out to the 25, and that is where they will start offensively. Henderson has got to find a way to keep them from driving the length of the field and eating up some clock. Need to get them on a 3 and out here in a hurry if they can, and let this Lion offense see what kind of discussions they had at halftime. Running play, first down for Mabank. Ball carrier up to about the 27-yard line before he is spun around. Cameron Wilkinson on the carry for Mabank. Kyan Pelham, defensive lineman, in on the play for Henderson as we are just underway here in this second half. Yes, Mabank 3, Henderson 0. Third quarter tonight, service of Palestine Home Center. In a District 9 4A Division I, this ball game here tonight, in addition to Kilgore at Chapel Hill, Palestine at Lindale. Those are the other games taking place. As running play here for Mabank gets virtually nothing at the line of scrimmage there at the 29-yard line.
Making the initial stop, number 14, Marion Coleman.
Mabank going left to right as we look at him here in this third quarter. In the white uniforms, white jerseys with the green numerals, white pants, white helmets. Running play up to about the 33-yard line for Mabank.
Number 17,
Maddox McCrossan, a sophomore, on the carry there for Mabank. Amaz Jackson in on the tackle for Henderson. 10:25 to go here in this third. It is a 4th and 1, almost 2 situation for Mabank. Henderson faithful trying to get their defense fired up here to stop Mabank offensively. It'll be a quarterback sneak straight ahead for Penland. And boy, this will all depend on the spot of the play. Officials appear to be just short of the 35-yard line. And looking at the sticks over on the far side, they needed to make the 35, and they do not. So exactly what Henderson defensively needed was a big stop, and they get it on 4th and 2. And so it's going to give Henderson great field position in Mabank territory at the 34-yard line. 9:59 to go here in this third quarter. So now Henderson offense, which just seemed totally out of sync in the first half, needs to find itself here real fast. And I believe a steady dose of Justin Starling may be what we see here in this second half. Certainly did on the running play there. So the first down running play will get down to about the 31-yard line for Henderson. Lions going right to left, right in the middle of the field. Howard down the line on the option will pitch it back to Starling. And Starling gets run out of bounds on the Mabank sideline inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. It's again a relatively short gain, but it will give Henderson a 3rd and 4 situation. Clock runs, 9:13 to go here, third quarter. Lions up to the line of scrimmage. Two backs in the backfield as Howard will turn, hand off. This is going to be Irvin on the carry. Did Irvin drop the football?
Number 5, Jordan Irvin.
Jordan Irvin on the carry.
Number 8, Cameron Wilkinson.
Thought there for a second he might have fumbled the football, but apparently not. Brings up a 4th and less than a yard for Henderson. So just like the defense had a big 4th down play a moment ago, offense has one here. On 4th and less than a yard, football is right at the 25-yard line. Single back in the backfield is Starling. Motion across the backfield. It'll be Howard on the keeper. And Vince Howard inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line. And a big Henderson first down.
First down and 10, Henderson.
Third quarter, service of Palestine Home Center.
Number 5, Romero.
MW Construction, specializing in ponds, roads, house pads, and driveways. 903-932-0096 is the number for MW Construction. Here's Howard, swing pass near side. Amari Murphy on the catch. Murphy inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line before he is gang tackled and moved back. And in all honesty, one of the better passes that Vince Howard has thrown here tonight on that little swing pass out to Amari Murphy. Another Henderson first down. They'll mark it all the way down at the 12-yard line. I can only imagine the team meetings and speeches that were given at halftime. Here, fake handoff. Vince Howard keeps it himself. Good defensive play for Mabank to crash in on that play for a very short gain. Down to about the 11-yard line. For all your cooling and heating needs, see the good folks at RES Air Conditioning and Heating. Cooling and heating homes in Henderson, Russ County, and beyond since 1957. RES Air Conditioning. Here's Starling inside the 5 in the end zone for Justin Starling. $6:59 to go here, third quarter. Henderson on the board. Lions take the lead. And for Starling, it is touchdown number 20 on the season. 11-yarder. And with just under 7 minutes to go here in the third, as we have a Mabank player still down on the field. 6-3 is our score with the extra point attempt to come. Star Laundry Wash and Fold pickup and delivery service. It's available for you at the Star in Henderson. Star Laundry Wash and Fold, your home and business laundry service. Tell you about ETAB Custom Motorcycles. They take advantage of professional technicians that know your ride. Check them out downtown at 101 North Jackson, the old Western Auto Building in downtown Henderson. ETAB Custom Motorcycles, proud sponsors of Henderson Lions Sports. So for Henderson, Yvonne Navarro is on to attempt the extra point. Coy Freeman to hold. Jake Stiegel is the deep snapper for Henderson on this extra point try. And for Navarro, his kick is up and good. So we have a timeout on the field here with 6:59 to go in this third quarter. Lions, a fourth down stop on Mabank, take over, and on their first possession of the second half in the end zone for Justin Starling. Touchdown number 20 on the season for him. We will step aside and take a break. It is now Henderson 7, Mabank 3, and we are back here in just a moment. This is KWRD 1470 98.5.
You can store more stuff in a General Shelters portable building from Ballou Brothers Portable Buildings and Carports, your authorized General Shelters dealer. In need of a carport or garage? They've got you covered. Call Ballou Brothers for everyday low prices on General Shelters Portable Buildings and Carports. Ask about their rent-to-own. Ballou Brothers, see them at Highway 64 in the Loop in Henderson, Texas. Locally owned and operated. Call 903-657-2743 today.
Eric Garza has the football teed up for Henderson. And again, a deep kick that will be taken and then stepping out of bounds. For Mabank, Wayne Langford had it, couldn't stay in bounds, so ends up going out of bounds. But, I believe, well, let's see, did he signal fair catch again? They haven't decided where to spot the ball. Now they will at the 25-yard line, so apparently so. Fair catch, steps out of bounds, 6:58 to go in this third quarter. So Mabank, first down, trailing for the first time tonight, 7-3. Motion across the backfield, handoff, running play straight ahead for Mabank. Short yardage up to about the 27-yard line for the ball carrier. Kid for Mabank started the season kind of spreading things out with a wide open offense. Zach Hudson, the head coach, has they've done the wing tee before, giving teams a hard time with it, giving Henderson a hard time with it in past years. Made the switch here tonight back to that wing tee to try and run some clock and just move the ball down the field. It worked great for them in the first half. Here's a pitch, football loose on the ground. Man scrambled for it back at the 26-yard line. Looks like Mabank was able to get back on top of it. So everything Mabank did in the first half worked great for them as they led 3-0 at halftime. Henderson defense trying to step up the pressure quite a bit here in the second half. Offense trying to step up the pressure as well. 7-3, Henderson lead. But again, Mabank, at the moment, they're still taking their time between plays. We'll see how much longer that lasts, especially if Henderson can score again. Here's Penland, the quarterback, back to pass. Launches one right down the middle of the field. It is going to be a diving reception for Mabank. Downfield, Dalen Gibbs on the reception. Made the catch, got behind the Henderson defender. Made the catch, hit the turf, came up with the ball in his hand at the 35-yard line. 39-yard gain on the play and a big first down for Mabank, and they did that certainly in the first half. Run, and then raise up and throw a pass when you least expect it. Coming up on 5 minutes to go here, third quarter. First down, Mabank, running play around the left side. Ball carrier had no place to go. Henderson defense all over him. Wheeler Ranford, I believe, the ball carrier for Mabank that time. Loss of a yard, back to the 36-yard line. Again, Mabank taking their time in the huddle. Coming up here at the 36. Penland turns, hands off, running play, coming near side. Maddox McCrossan on the carry for Mabank. Short yardage before Trevor Kine came in on the tackle. Wallace & Sons Wrecker Service, helping the community of Henderson and Rush County and beyond with integrity and care. Give them a call at 903-657-1309. 903-657-1309. Wallace & Sons Wrecker Service, proud sponsors of Henderson Lions Sports. 3:49 to go here in the third quarter. A third quarter, a service of Palestine Home Center. It is a handoff to Foote, and Gavin Foote finds an opening with all that misdirection on the wing T offense. Finds an opening, gets inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line, and it'll be enough for another Mabank first down. East Tex Telephone Cooperative offers a phone for every farm, broadband for every barn. Call them today, 903-854-5000. Get hooked up. East Tex Telephone Cooperative, proud sponsors of Henderson Lions Sports. Coming to you tonight from the CDL Training Academy broadcast booth. Not quite as spacious as last week when we were sitting out in the stadium, but we like this one just fine. Thank you. At Lions Stadium. Foote on the carry. Wrapped up by Henderson defenders at the 22-yard line. Trevor Kine, Logan White, both involved there. So the football spotted at the Henderson 22. 7-3 Henderson lead. Mabank with the ensuing kickoff after the Henderson touchdown has moved the football right down the field, down to the 22-yard line. Caden Penland, the quarterback, back to pass, launches one toward the corner of the end zone, and the defender was right there. Looked like Amari Murphy on the coverage for Henderson.
On coverage, number 7, Harper.
Corey Harper, they say, back there on that coverage. Very nicely done. Right there, step for step with the intended receiver. So it brings up 3rd and 7 for Mabank at the Henderson 22. Mabank right in the middle of the field, going left to right. Fake handoff. Penland keeps it himself. He'll be far short of the yardage needed for the Mabank first down. He'll get inside the 20, down to about the 17-yard line. And for Mabank, it is going to be 4th and 3. So now again, big decision from the Mabank coaches. But again, when you're 1 and 4, you do things maybe that you wouldn't ordinarily do. So they come up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go on 4th and 3. Again, a handoff to Foote, and Foote inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, and he will have the Mabank first down. So again, that all that misdirection and end arounds and reverse outs and all that stuff. Mabank does it well, and they've been able to switch from one offensive philosophy to the other very quickly. Minute 7 to go here in this third quarter. Here is again a handoff straight ahead. Penland, quarterback, comes out of it, faking a pitch out to the running back, going around the end. But the handoff had already been made right up the middle of the field. Gets football down to the 11-yard line. Henderson Ranch and Feed, your Lone Star feed dealer, now your authorized steel dealer. Be sure to check out the Berry family, Henderson Ranch and Feed. Football is at the 11-yard line. Mabank quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Again, motion in the backfield. Again, the handoff straight ahead. Bodies tangled up all over the place with that offensive line that's all packed in there. Short gain, maybe a yard at best, right to the 10-yard line. And that will be the final play of this third quarter. So a fast third quarter that saw Henderson have the football for just a few plays, long enough for a Justin Starling 11-yard touchdown run. Henderson Lions have the lead at the end of three quarters. 7-3 is our score. We will step aside. We'll take a break. Back here in just a moment. This is KWRD 1470 98.5.
3MC Construction is your golden ticket for that concrete job. Driveways, house slabs, walkways, and stairways. 3MC is a full-service contractor from dirt work to concrete to metal buildings to steel homes. Look no further than 3MC Construction. Dirt work is one of the most important aspects of any construction project. It is the base on which everything else is built. Call 3MC Construction today at 903-658-0828 or online at 3mcconstruction.com.
Cabana Sam's has over 20 years of custom pool building experience with above or below ground pools, spillover spas, and even waterfalls. They can install slides, jumping stones, LED lighting, and full pool liner replacements, and they provide pool service and maintenance to keep your pool or spa sparkling clean and running properly. For those do-it-yourselfers, Cabana Sam's carries Pool Life products and their 3-step system. Call Cabana Sam's to schedule your pool maintenance or to build that dream pool or spa. 1007 Highway 259 South in Henderson, 903-657-9113. It's Cabana Sam's.
7-3. Henderson leads it over Mabank as we get set to start this fourth quarter of play here tonight. And on third down, Mabank from the sideline come right up to the line of scrimmage, and the quarterback Penland keeps it himself. He will get down to the 5-yard line. Let's have a second down play. No, it was third down, so it's going to bring up a fourth and less than a yard for Mabank. They have shown that they are certainly willing to go for it on fourth down. Usually, Penland, the 6'2", 180-pound senior quarterback, has held on to the ball himself in situations like this. We'll see what he does here with the football at the 5. Fourth down, Mabank at the 5-yard line, up to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a handoff. It'll be a big hit for Henderson right at the line of scrimmage. And the officials say it is enough on the running play for Mabank. Well, certainly gets down to the 1-yard line. So that was certainly enough for a Mabank first down. So it's first and goal, Mabank at the 1. Henderson leads 7-3. Lions have had the football once in the second half. Up to the line of scrimmage at the 1. It is Penland keeping it himself. And Mabank thinks he's in the end zone. Officials do not agree. It's second and goal. 17-play drive that started after the Henderson kickoff. Mabank took it at their own 25 with 6:58 to go in the third quarter. So they've taken up all the third quarter. 2 minutes already here in the fourth quarter as Mabank is milking this clock for all it's worth. At the 1-yard line on second and goal. Handoff, running play straight ahead. And a Mabank touchdown of 1 yard. So it's going to be Mabank here in this fourth quarter. 9:52 to go. Wilkinson on the run. as now Noah Romero is on to attempt the extra point. And Romero's kick is up and good.
The extra point is good.
So we have a timeout on the field here with 9:52 to go in the fourth quarter. Henderson touchdown. Mabank drives the length of the field. They score a touchdown. And Mabank regains the lead by a 10-7 score. We will take a break. We are right back on KWRD 1470 98.5.
Cayman Transport of Henderson is hiring owner-operators for hauling boxes, belly dump, pneumatic, and flatbed trailers. They offer competitive rates and lease fees, fuel cards, and favorable routes that keep you working in either West Texas, South Texas, or East Texas and Western Louisiana, whichever region is nearest your home. You work hard. Why not work for a local company that works hard for you? Apply at CaymanTransport.com or call Cayman Transport 903-392-5531.
Ascent Complete Electrical Service, a new name but a familiar face. Robert Cloutier has been serving folks in Henderson and surrounding communities for 15 years. Let Robert put his years of expertise in lighting, service, troubleshooting, remodeling, and new construction to work for you. Call now for free estimates with special pricing on standby generator systems from Generac, the most trusted name in whole house generators. Ascent Complete Electrical Service, 903-812-0732.
9 minutes, 52 seconds to go here, fourth quarter. Mabank 10, Henderson 7. Again, it'll be just a little dribbler down the middle of the field for Mabank. I don't even know if that's really intended to be an onside kick. They just want to see Henderson cover the ball. But they have given the Lions great field position at the 45-yard line. So Henderson will take over at their own 45, 9:52 to go here in this fourth quarter. So Henderson offense moved the ball well last time, need to do it again here. Fake handoff. Vince Howard keeps it himself, and Howard across midfield. He'll be stopped at the Mabank 48-yard line. So again, wherever you are tonight, if you're listening to us on the radio, we appreciate that. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page, we thank you for that. Handoff goes to Starling. He'll get down to the 45 or very close to it. Going to be just short of the yardage needed for the first down. And Chad Bodrod was telling me earlier he and Terry Everett have a great friend, Frank Murphy, down in Escambia County, Florida. Watches these games each week. Frank, we thank you for doing that. Maybe you can help us out here tonight. Willing Henderson to another victory here. Vince Howard on the carry. Gets kind of flipped over, but he gets enough yardage for the first down to the 44-yard line. So again, I know there are those of you that are all over the place, especially when it comes to the ability to watch the games on the YouTube channel and Facebook page and all that stuff, and we thank you for doing that. Here's a quick pass to Mason Jones on the near side of the field, and Jones, after the catch, able to fight for some extra yardage. He will get down to the Mabank 35-yard line. Again, going to be just short of the yardage needed for the Henderson first down. Lions back to the line of scrimmage. Howard, shotgun snap, turns, hands off to Starling. And Starling inside the 30, down to the 29, will have a Henderson first down at the 29-yard line. For all your prescription needs, be sure and see the good folks at Stronghurt Pharmacy, located at 111 North Main in downtown Henderson. Stronghurt Pharmacy, proud sponsors of Henderson Lions Sports. Lions right back to the line of scrimmage. Hand off to Jordan Irvin. Irvin trying to give Henderson kind of that big back look here tonight. And a nice hard run for Irvin. And it is a Henderson first down. 7:44 to go here in the fourth. Mabank leading 10-7. Next play. Coleman on the end around coming near side, and Coleman sees an opening, takes it inside the 15. He will be brought down at about the 11-yard line, maybe right at the 10. For a Henderson first down, a Henderson first and goal. So Lions right back to the line of scrimmage. They want to go again. Howard takes the snap from center, turns hands off to Starling. Starling pushes his way down to the 5-yard line. 7:20 and counting here in the fourth. We haven't heard from our referee in quite some time, and I'm okay with that. I think there was a penalty there. Didn't hear from him there either, but the ball ends up back at the 11. Second and goal from the 11-yard line. Henderson offense at the line of scrimmage. Howard from the shotgun will turn to his right, hand off to Starling, and Starling gets run out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. Thought he was going to be kind of pushed toward the goal line by the defender. Kind of a slingshot thing. That didn't happen. Ends up being out of bounds, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 4. Next play, Starling handoff, trapped in the backfield, gets a second effort, and gets his 21st touchdown of the season. Looked like Starling was hit and stopped in the backfield, but he found a little opening, got a second shot at it, and took it in from 4 yards out for the touchdown. And that is touchdown number 21 on the season for Starling, his second of the game. Here is Navarro on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Coy Freeman, and the extra point kick is up and good. So all of a sudden, what was a defensive struggle in the first half has turned into a touchdown fiesta. Here in the second half, both teams take the football and move it right down the field for a score. 6:43 to go here in this fourth quarter. Now it is Henderson regaining the lead, 14-10 over Mabank. We will take a break. We are back here in just a moment. This is KWRD 1470 98.5.
338. What does fall, football, and Fairway Ford have in common? A great way to get to the game. At Fairway Ford, they have a large selection of new and pre-owned cars and trucks that'll dazzle the eye. And there's one there just waiting for you. Come check out the rebates, the incentives, and the awesome financing available. You'll come out a winner. Ford builds them, but Fairway Ford makes the difference. Fairway Ford in Henderson. Look for the sign on 79.
6 minutes, 43 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Henderson by 4, 14-10. And the Garza kickoff will be fair caught by Mabank. So Mabank will start a drive again at their own 25. 6:43 to go in this fourth quarter. Of course, for Mabank, holding the ball for 6 minutes has been no problem for them. So I'm sure right now, trailing by 4, their plan is to take 6.5 minutes driving down the field and score the winning touchdown. Henderson's defense has got to spoil all of that. We'll see what happens. 14-10. Henderson lead. Fourth quarter, service of Griffiths Towing. As Mabank still in the huddle. officials over on the far side talking to head coach Zach Hudson. Your fruit and veggie store located at 308 Kilgore Drive in Henderson. You know it is Texas fresh produce. Garmin Funeral Home, serving East Texas families in time of need since 1937. Call them at 903-657-6593. As again, Mabank still holding out in their huddle. Well, here at Lions Stadium, it was, and still is, Distinguished Alumni Night. Joe Earl Conway, class 65. Billy O'Quinn, class of 85. And Julie Melton Partain, class of 88. The distinguished alumni that were recognized prior to the start of the ball game. 14-10. Henderson lead. Mabank scored with 57 seconds to go in the first half on a 27-yard field goal by Romero. Starling, 2 touchdowns for Henderson here in the second half. On first down as we go back to play. Running play goes nowhere. Henderson defenders all over the ball carrier. Cameron Wilkinson on that carry. Absolutely no gain. Football stays at the 25-yard line. Only thing here is the fact that Henderson defense, the only thing they can't do right here is put more time on the clock. Again, Mabank is totally in control as far as milking the clock. All the Lion defense could do is keep them from getting a first down. Here is Gavin Foote on the running play. Picks up a little bit of yardage before Logan White and others in on the tackle. Like Maz Jackson was in there as well. Football is moved up to the 29-yard line. It is a big third down here for Mabank. 3rd and 6 for Mabank at their own 29-yard line. Henderson defense awaits the play. It's Foote on the carry, and Foote is wrapped up and swarmed under for no gain, maybe a yard at best. And with 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, Mabank is going to have to punt for the first time in a long time. I'm almost tempted to say for the first time tonight. Rev Neighbors is their punter. He will stand back at his own 20-yard line. 4:35 to go here in the fourth. Low snap from center. Neighbors going to pull it down and run with it. Neighbors coming near side. Gets up to the 35-yard line. He is very close to the yardage needed for the Mabank first down. Hit hard by Henderson defenders, but Neighbors may have a Mabank first down at the 35. On 4th down, a low snap from center, and Neighbors pulled it down and ran with it. Wow. It is first down, Mabank. After the Henderson defense did all they needed to do to get the change of possession. Now the clock runs. We're under 4 minutes to go. Caden Penland, Mabank quarterback, will turn, hand off. Wilkinson running play up to the 38. So again, for the Henderson defense, got to do it all over again here. got to stop Mabank on 3 plays. Again, fine crowd on hand here tonight for Henderson faithful. And again, these two teams, they've only played a couple of times, but they have both been close ones. Here on this field back in 2020, Henderson came away with a 27-20 win thanks to a Dalen Garrett 100-yard fumble return in the 4th quarter. Here the football is loose. Quarterback Penland has to reach up there and grab it. And by the time he does that, he loses yardage back to the 36-yard line. So 27-20, Henderson got the win in 2020. Lions went to Mabank the following year. Mabank, as I recall, scored late to tie the ball game at 21-21. We went into overtime, and Mabank won it 28-21 in overtime. Penland back to pass, rolling out to his right, throws downfield, out of bounds into the Mabank bench area. So, you know, for whatever reason, these two teams play each other close. Whatever happened last week is last week. Great victory for Henderson over Kilgore, but Mabank doesn't care about any of that stuff. They know what they can do, and they always seem to do it against the Lions. It is 4th and 9, or 4th and 8 after that previous incomplete pass. So that brings on Neighbors again to punt, and this time he will, with 2:24 to go here in the 4th. Lions stay away from it, and Mabank will get on it at the 28-yard line. So it is Henderson's game to win right now if they want it. 2:19 to go here in the 4th. 14-10. Henderson lead. And for Henderson, football will be at their own 28-yard line. Well, I think I said something earlier about a steady dose of Justin Starling in the second half. Certainly needs to happen here, and here on first down is Starling, and Starling spinning out of a tackle, gets up to the 40-yard line. He'll have a 12-yard gain on the play and a Henderson first down. So now the Lions can run some clock. 2:05 to go here in this 4th quarter. 4th quarter of service tonight for Griffiths Towing. It has been a rapidly paced ball game, no doubt. Dub West doesn't know how to act back there. We might be out of here by 10 o'clock. How can that be? Shotgun snap to Vince Howard. Handoff again to Starling. Starling right up the middle of the field. There goes Justin Starling at the 30. Inside the 30. Brought down at the 28-yard line. Wayne Langford, about the only Mabank Panther that kept Justin Starling from ripping off a 60-yard touchdown.
First down.
Timeout. Mabank. That's their first of the half.
So Mabank calls for the timeout with 1:28 to go here in the 4th. So with that, we will take a break here for just a quick second. Be right back. This is KWRD 1470 98.5.
At Crossroads Family Care, health-related services are available to the local community, regardless of age or socioeconomic status. We provide physicals, full lab services, vision and hearing, pediatrics, dental and behavioral health care, with 3 convenient locations in Mount Enterprise, Palestine, and Henderson. Call us today to schedule your appointment. 903-392-8203.
If you live in a rural area, you also know that the power can go out for days or even weeks after a storm. Not only do you need your propane for heating, cooking, you need it for your generator. So if you're already set up for propane or would like to know more, call Gas and Supply. We can fill the large tanks for your home and farm, even have propane tanks available for lease. We can also fill up your gas grill cylinders. Call Gas and Supply 903-657-9166. 903-657-9166.
Henderson 14, Mabank 10. 1:32 to go here in the fourth. Handoff to Starling. Starling will get down to about the 21-yard line. Mabank, I'm sure, will call for another timeout.
Plain foot.
Timeout. Mabank. That's their second of the half.
All right, so Mabank with their second timeout. We have 1:26 to go here in this fourth quarter. Shawnee Air Conditioning and Heating. Trusted service since 1966. 903-657-5290 is the number for Shawnee Air Conditioning. Proud sponsors of Henderson Lions Sports, as are the good folks at Elk Street Treasures. They've got classic vintage finds. You can check them out at 107 East Elk Street, downtown Henderson. 903-508-8678 is their number. Appreciate all of our sponsors of Henderson Lions Sports all the time. Thank you very much for your help in our broadcast. And again, whether you're checking us out on the radio, KWRD 1470 or 98.5, or our streaming service, KWRD YouTube page, KWRD Facebook, HISD Facebook, however you are watching us, listening to us tonight, we thank you as always for doing so. Back to play. Handoff to Starling, and Starling at the 20 gets spun around and dropped for not much of a gain there.
Mabank. That's their third and final of the game.
So Mabank has called their final timeout with 1:20 to go here in the fourth. Again, Mabank led 3-0 at halftime. Henderson came out and scored on an 11-yard Starling run in the third quarter. Mabank on the ensuing drive took it the length of the field and scored on a Wilkinson run with 9:52 to go in the fourth to make it Mabank 10-7. Henderson came back and scored on the ensuing drive. Starling, a 4-yard touchdown run with 6:43 to go in the fourth to make it 14-10. So for this Henderson team that has scored 62 points twice this season, Mabank, if it stays at 14-10, which I guess since Mabank's out of timeouts, well, Henderson does need to get a first down. But needless to say, Mabank is going to hold Henderson to their lowest point total of the year. Here's Howard on the next play. Handoff, Coleman straight ahead, and Lamarian Coleman runs hard to get a first down. Inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line, and with 1:10 to go, now Henderson can kneel it and get out of here with win number 6 on the season. But again, 14 points, that is by far going to be Henderson's lowest point output of the season. Last week with 27 points was the lowest. But a win's a win. As Vince Howard will take the shotgun snap, he will take a knee with 39 seconds to go here in the fourth. Well, Mabank, they had a game plan, they stuck to it, and almost pulled it off. So credit to Mabank for doing what they tried to do. Credit for Henderson for doing what they had to do. And got just enough in the second half to win it here tonight, 14-10. Final few seconds click off here at Lions Stadium. And Henderson Lions have won their 6th of the season. Lions are now 6-1 on the season. They are 3-0 in district play as they get the hard-fought victory here tonight over Mabank. 14-10 is our final score. Well, we invite you to stay with us for our Randall Dodge postgame show. We'll do a quick recap of the ballgame and scoring. And after that, Texas State scoreboard show with Anson Massey will come your way. Anson always says nice things about me in his scoreboard show, and I always forget to talk about him during the game. So Anson Massey hosts our Texas State scoreboard show after the game, and we will be having that for you here in just a little bit. Again, we're getting out of here early here tonight as the ball game lasted every bit of 2 hours, and we're done with it here tonight at Lions Stadium. Henderson with the 14-10 win over Mabank. So our Randall Dodge postgame show comes your way here in just a moment. Stay with us for that. Again, our final, Henderson 14, Mabank 10. We are back here in just a moment. This KWRD 1470 98.5.
Griffiths Towing, fast, reliable towing solutions for all vehicles, heavy-duty trucks, tractor trailers, and big equipment. Whether it's roadside rescue or assistance, vehicle recovery, or vehicle and equipment transport, call Griffiths Towing. Avid sponsors of local sports in the community they live in and always available to help with friendly 24-hour service and roadside assistance. If you can wreck it, get it stuck, or stall it, Griffiths Towing can haul it. Griffiths Towing, 903-947-6437.
Palestine Home Center has a home that will exactly fit your family and your budget. If you've been shopping and can't find what you've been looking for at the right price or get financial approval, it's time to see the experts at Palestine Home Center. They have prices on Texas-built quality homes that are kicking the competition to the curb. Their price can't be beat. Their product can't be beat. They set up and take care of their customers. It's the place to go for your mobile home in East Texas. Palestine Home Center, 8048 Highway 79, 903-914-2159.
The Henderson Football Booster Club is dedicated to helping the coaches and players and support groups for the Henderson Lions football team. You're always invited to the Booster Club meetings at 6 p.m. each Tuesday at the indoor facility meeting room. Coach Baker will talk about the last game and take a look at the upcoming game. On game night, get your shirts, caps, and other Henderson Lions merchandise and the best food around at the Booster Club concession stand. Supporting the Lions, it's the Henderson Football Booster Club.
Want to put some jingle in your jeans? The pros at Howell Recycling got you covered. They buy car bodies, tin, iron, lead, batteries, aluminum cans, aluminum material, brass, radiators, as well as copper. So if your yard, shed, or garage needs a cleaning, keep Howell Recycling at the forefront of your mind because they pay top dollar for the things you have little or no use for. Howell Recycling, 3038 County Road, 205 North in Henderson. Call 903-392-8140. Howell Recycling, proud sponsors of Henderson Lions Sports.
Randall Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has the Jeep you're looking for. Right now, save big money on a new 2024 Jeep Gladiator Sport S model. Or also save big on a new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X. Friday Night Lights means great deals on the full line of Jeep vehicles. Hurry in and drive home your new Jeep from Randall Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. See them at the Star in Henderson or online at RandallDodgeChryslerJeep.com.
And we are back once again here this evening at Lions Stadium. This is our Randall Dodge postgame show here from the CDL Training Academy broadcast booth at Lions Stadium. A tough contest, certainly a different contest than what we experienced at Kilgore last week with the euphoria of the last-second win over Kilgore. Mabank, the rivalry is not exactly there, but again, Mabank and Henderson, always a tough ball game right to the very end. And Mabank certainly did what they wanted to do here tonight, but Henderson is able to pick up win number 6 on the season, win number 3 in district play. 14-10 ends up being our final score. Quick scoring recap for you here this evening. Again, teams up and down the field in the first half, at least certainly Mabank. Henderson having some hard times getting the offense on track there in the first half, but it ends up being a Romero 27-yard field goal for Mabank with 57 seconds to go in the first half, and that was our only score of the half to make it a 3-0 Mabank lead. Second half, Justin Starling, 11-yard touchdown run for Henderson with 6:59 to go third quarter. Yvonne Navarro's extra point kick made it 7-3 Henderson. Lions had their first lead. Mabank came right back, took it the length of the field, started the drive in the third quarter, ended it with 9:52 to go in the fourth quarter. Wilkinson on a 1-yard run, Romero's kick, made it 10-7 Mabank. Then Henderson would come right back on the ensuing kickoff and take it down the field, and it would be Justin Starling once again. 4-yard touchdown run with 6:43 to go in the fourth. And the extra point kick from Navarro would make it 14-10. And that is where we were at that time. Mabank had a chance or two there on a fourth down play. Bad snap from center to the punter. He ran for a first down, so they still had the ball. But eventually Henderson would regain possession and run out the clock. 14-10 ends up being our final score. So for Henderson, 6-1 on the season, 3-0 in district play. For Mabank, Panthers are now 1-5, and they are 0-2 in District 9 4A play. Henderson Lions on the road at Pine Tree Stadium next Friday night. First time Henderson has played at Pine Tree since they defeated Kilgore in a playoff game. What was that, 2018, I believe, was the season for that. And this will be Henderson's first visit back to Pine Tree since then. And so we look forward to that next Friday night. But again, here tonight, kind of a nail-biter at times. Certainly one that had you sitting on the edge of your seat on occasion, especially from a Henderson standpoint. But the Lions were able to find a way to get this thing done here tonight and win it over Mabank. 14-10 ends up being our final score. So that is pretty much going to do it for us on our Randall Dodge post-game show. It's going to wrap up our broadcast for tonight. Again, we invite you to join us next week. Henderson takes on Pine Tree at Pine Tree. Our coverage will begin with the Henderson Coaches Show at 7, pregame at 7:15, and the kickoff at 7:30. Once again, our final score here tonight at Lions Stadium, Henderson 14, Mabank 10. Now, on behalf of all of our great sponsors and all of you, we thank you very much for joining us wherever you've been. Thanks to all of our sponsors. On behalf of Jason Martin on our cameras and Dub West on our video production here tonight, I'm Mark McLean saying thanks for joining us and good night from Lions Stadium.
Thank you for listening to Henderson Lions football on KWRD Radio, our website and Facebook page, as well as the Henderson ISD website. Tonight's game has been brought to you by
Ballou Brothers, your general shelters dealer, J&B Security, Cayman Transport, UT Health Henderson, Howell Recycling, Gas and Supply, Fairway Ford, Griffiths Towing, Randall Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, S&N Cleaners, Trophy Wife Metaspa, Management Training Corporation, Ascent Complete Electrical, Crossroads Family Care, CDL Training Academy, 3MC Construction, Cooper First Automotive, Cabana Sam's, Henderson High School Football Booster Club, Palestine Home Center, T-Mobile Henderson.
Join us again next week for Henderson Lions football, right here on KWRD 1470 and 98.5, an E-Tex Radio Group station.